Hey everyone, it's your girl Maddie here, aka Beaver Mosh, and today I'm talking to you about Sehnen der Finsternis from the Germany-based band Morgengrau. And this is coming off of Schattenfade Records, and here Morgengrau plays black metal with a rich atmospheric touch, but one that injects a lot of melancholic emotion. Here on this record, Morgengrau shifts through various moods and approaches, digging into various schools of black metal while all sounding put together. Each track does stand on its own but works as a complete whole. Here in this listen, you're gonna get a lot of notes of sorrow and despair, but that's not to say it's not without its aggression either. And the band demonstrates a nice and engaging, deep understanding of bleak and dark melody as well. Der Tod schmeckt süß actually begins the album with these calm and pastoral chord pick through that's not very black metal at all, but you can sense and feel the frost rushing in. The drums begin to crawl forward, these electric strums begin to hit the mix, and it's all built around this constant building bass part. But that's before we finally arrive at this windy and disorienting riff and these coughing, strained vocals. I can appreciate a slower, anticipation building introduction when it's well executed, as is the case here. The band is gradually dipping their toes into something much more dense, more communicating of demise, and something much more wretched. The soothing nature is naturally evaporating as it begins to take its final darkened form. The percussion flavors this track and this record quite a bit. These little cymbal flourishes, double bass runs with a lot of taste and restraint come through with a considerable amount of subtlety without ever falling into minimalism either. It's just really effective, and the bass is very present on this track, very bright and drony, adds this hallucinatory quality to the cut. Bergteufel is a considerably meaner and considerably faster cut. These smoky tremolos fly in with a dense echo effect attached to them and a nice melodic sensibility as well. The vocals are absolutely maddened here. These phlegm-ridden, harsh howls into the wind. It's wicked. And I love the incorporation of these fluttering licks over these towering, steady, chugged riffs. It's a very intimidating moment. But the band flexes the weight of their songwriting capabilities and proves that they aren't just any other black metal band, especially with this bridge that gets considerably more dense, more emotive, and more melancholic. And the vocalist begins to deliver this more despondent, low growl. It really stops me in my tracks. Kalt as der Tief has that more triumphant, epic, and resounding black metal flair, and you've been led up to this well-deserved moment with these big, glowing, harmonizing guitars, ferocious blast from the drums, this rumbling bass lines, and these defiant shouts all working together. There are these bright, angular guitars matched by these violent snare rolls that just feel so grandiose and disarming. However, the band does make a lot of room for these longer, spacious, and meditative instrumental passages. This is just a well-paced and well-guided listen. Begrabe die Gedanken offers up these haunting glistening clean guitars that are incorporated in a way that doesn't halt the album's momentum at all. In fact, it adds so much to the runtime of the music. There are also these somber, skyward held notes that elicit so much mournful emotion, just this sense of longing and this sense of loss. The track does build up a bit, but ultimately just comes across as this sorrowful, dark, black metal ballad. And I love how it feels so consistent with the last track, but definitely offers up something entirely different in mood and timbre, and they keep doing that on this record. Makes it anything but a dull listen to get through. Leech in More is more hazy, more psyche. These buzzing guitars move in incessantly. It's hypnotic in a kind of ancient magic sort of way. A lot of lyrical phrases are kind of repeated as well, sort of anchored you to certain motifs, but never really resolves anywhere either. It's actually a really cool tension building exercise. Nebelmere opens up with these toxic, dissonant arpeggios that are constantly tail-ended with these nasty, screeching harmonics. But that's just an intro, as the track erupts suddenly into these furious tremolos and these triumphant galloping drums. Once again, the band's subtle understanding of melody to produce these frozen soundscapes and haunting moods can't be understated. The band does a really good job of doing these little speed changes and sudden alterations of riffs to really throw you off your seat constantly. It's thrilling, but they do it in a way that doesn't lose you. It's not overly complicated or overly abstract. Wide open, majestic walls of sound begin to ring out. In fact, one moment in particular, around the 4-minute mark, the vocalist lets out perhaps the most desperate, one of the most memorable, and one of the most raw sounds I've heard all year. It's probably my favorite couple seconds on the entire record. And then the bass is this interesting thing. It throws out these almost steely sounding notes. They're very disorienting on the offbeat. Feels like this aggressive march ensuing. The band really ended this album with force. These cinematic, swelling, almost post-metal inspired guitars bring up so much grisly and somber feeling, and then the record ends like it started, with these gentle, daydream-like clean guitars. It's a wonderful way to bookend this thing. Overall, this is a quite varied and well-paced black metal album, one that has an endpoint in mind but takes interesting stops as well. The instrumentals are fantastic and very diverse, and the vocals are just so believable and well performed and add a lot of flexibility to the record as well. This album is cold, it's grim, it's dark, it's somber. And if you're a black metal fan, those are all the boxes you want to check. So go put this one on your radar. I highly recommend it. And hey, that's the end of my video. Those are my thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, if you enjoy my videos, hit the like button. If you want to be notified of when I put out a video next, it would mean the world to me if you'd consider subscribing. Follow me on Twitter. Link to that is in the bio of this video. Leave a comment. I love getting to engage with those. And hey, you watching right there, thank you. Keep it metal. My name is Maddie, aka Beaver Mosh. And I'm signing off.